Good evening. I want to welcome you to today's discussion. We are going to look at expanded program in immunization. So this unit looks at review of immunology, and it also explains the expanded program in immunization, and it provides information about child immunization. You will review definition of different key terms that are used in the program for immunization. The unit will also take you through immunization guidelines and SAGE, the targets group for vaccination, and the vaccination SAGE. It also discusses the contraindications to immunization, immunization campaigns, cold chain, how to evaluate immunization program, and how to write effectively and keep records. The unit is also going to discuss the administration of vaccines and effective and side effects of these vaccines. Finally, also look at school health and nutritional program. So it is important to study this chapter because it discusses ways of using antibody system to protect people, especially children, from different infectious disease. So this unit is quite important, very significant, because it is going to give us knowledge. It's going to equip us with knowledge how best we can prevent these children various infectious diseases. The objectives of this unit, it includes the concept of immunology, explain the expanded program in immunology, describe the immunization guidelines and SAGE, outline the contraindications to immunization, also to explain the reaching every district that is ready strategy, as well as to be able to describe the immunization campaign. So now let us look at the first component of expanded program in immunization, which is immunology. Immunology deals with the defense mechanisms, including all physical, chemical, and biological properties of the organisms that help to combat its susceptibility to foreign organisms, material, etc. This branch looks at the immune system, which is the capability of the body to resist harmful microbes from entering. So when we look at immunology, we're just looking at how the body is able to protect itself from various microorganisms. That is how it defends itself from these microorganisms from entering the body so that they can cause various infections. There are two types of components that are involved in immunity. So these are one, non-specific component or innate immunity. Then the second one is specific component or adaptive immunity. So these are the two types of components that are involved in immunity, and we'll have a look at them one by one. So the non-specific component act either as barrier or eliminators of wide range of pathogens, irrespective of antigenic specificity. So just like the name itself, non-specific components, they can act only on anything that comes to destroy the body. It is not specific to certain infections or certain antigens or microorganisms in which it can act upon, but it is able to respond to any pathogenic microorganisms which are capable of causing various infections to our body. Other components of immune system adapt themselves to each new disease encountered and are able to generate pathogen-specific immunity. Just like I've said, the other one, it only reacts to certain type of antigen, to certain type of pathogens which they've invaded the body, before they can bring or cause infections. Let us look at non-specific immunity or innate immunity. This is the natural resistance with which a person is born. So in other words, we're saying this is the immunity that a person is born with. It provides resistance through several physical, chemical, and cellular approaches. Microbes first encounter the epithelial layers, physical barriers that line skin and the mucosa membrane. So we are saying under non-specific immunity or innate immunity, we are saying this type of immunity, it provides resistance through several physical, chemical, or cellular approaches. So this you find that is quite abundant on the skin. It's quite abundant on the skin and on the cellular approaches. So a number of microorganisms that they will come through on the skin, they will encounter what we call the physical barrier that is offered by the skin and the mucosa membrane as one way of getting rid of them or as one way of destroying them. Subsequent general defenses includes secreted chemical signals, in bracket cytokines, antimicrobial substances, fever, and phagocytic activity associated with the inflammatory response. The phagocytes express cell surface receptors that can bind and respond to common molecular pattern expressed on the surface of invading microorganisms. So we are saying when these microorganisms, they invade some of these organs where innate immune system is found, for instance, on the skin, they bring about inflammatory response which activates the phagocytes and express the cell surface receptors which are capable of reacting to these microorganisms. So through these approaches, the innate immunity can prevent the colonization, entry, and spread of microorganisms. So we are saying when the inflammatory response has been activated, these phagocytes, they come in to engulf or destroy these microorganisms which have been detected through various immunity system organs. Specific immunity or adaptive immunity. Let us look at specific immunity or adaptive immunity. This consists of two responses, which are humoral response as well as the cellular or cell-mediated response. So under specific immunity or adaptive immunity, it is further categorized into two, that is humoral response or cell-mediated response. Let us look at the humoral immune system. This is the first way of the body's response to antigens, and it happens through substances called antibodies, which circulates within the body and can act against antigens at sites very far from where they were originally produced. So if you look at the way the humoral immune system, it is coming from the hormones. So these antigens, they circulate in our body. Their main function is to identify microorganisms which are strange, which they don't belong to the body. No wonder they are called antigens, because they are looking for cells which are not part and cells of the body cells, so that they can be detected and destroyed before they can cause any infection. Antibodies are produced by special cells called B lymphocytes, which are within the lymphatic tissue of the body. So these antibodies, which circulate in the body cells, they are produced by special cells called B lymphocytes. And these B lymphocytes are within the lymphatic tissues of the body. Remember that the lymphatic tissues of the body are part of the immune system or immune cells. They are complex chemical substances called immunoglobulins, which match the particular antigen they were made for. So these B lymphocytes, they are complex chemical substances, or they are big chemical substances or immunoglobulin, which are made for a particular antigen. So they are made for a particular antigen. No wonder they are described under specific. So they respond to specific antigens which they are capable of destroying. Let us look at cell-mediated immune system. So this is the second way of the body's response